is that time of year. Finally, it's rib time. I love rib time. Ribs are amazing if they're done correctly, but far too often they're dried out or too soggy. So I've hit upon the trifecta of ribs. Basically, what you have to do for a good rib is marinate it, dry rub it, let it relax a little bit in your refrigerator, slow cook it over indirect heat, and then finish it off with a vinegar mop sauce. So I'm going to give it to you in a couple parts. But one thing I wanted to start first is like a secret. And okay, you know who you are out there. Don't be ragging on me saying, oh, everybody knows this. Everybody doesn't know this, okay? You know who I'm talking about, Missy. There's something in the back of your rib, and it's a membrane. And I took it off this one, but I left it on here. It's a bit of fat that you can just pull off, okay? That's important to do because it's a barrier from the flavor getting into the meat. So make sure that you peel that off from both of your ribs. I put this in a simple marinade overnight of equal part apple cider vinegar. I just crushed up some garlic, stuck a few bay leaves in there, and like a teaspoon of salt. That's it, okay? Leave it in the refrigerator overnight. Take your meat out 2 hours before you plan on grilling. Pull it out of your marinade, throw that away, and then just dry it off, okay? Now you're ready to rumble. And you want to do it all in non-reactive stuff. So if you see I have wax paper on here, if you've got like a Pyrex dish, something like that, it's super groovy. For our rub, we're going to start out with, we've got some paprika, 2 tablespoons of paprika, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. We've got a ½ teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a teaspoon of dry mustard, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of cumin. Loving the cumin. Cumin is like a big deal for me. Mix that up. And what are we missing? Salt and pepper. Always salt and pepper everything. So you're going to put like, I'm going to say a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. So again, very simple. Brown sugar, paprika, cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, dry mustard, cumin, salt, and pepper. That's it. That's it. Super easy. So, you know, you can go to Williams-Sonoma and buy a $16 tiny little can of a dry rub, but you don't need to. You can make your own. It takes a couple minutes. You can store it. You can double the recipe. You can store it in a jar for up to a month, and you're good to go. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. You just want to mix that up real good. Okay? So there you have it. There's a dry rub that would rival anything you could get at Dean & DeLuca or Williams-Sonoma, and you've made it for pennies on the dollar. Rub that on. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. I don't know, I think there's something about that cumin in there that really gives it a very sultry, smoky flavor, like I like my ribs, salty and smoky. Okay, so there's one. And you might want to ask, well, how come we're taking these out and then putting them back in the refrigerator? Well, you want your meat to get down to room temperature, and what happens when it does that is it's going to allow the spices to absorb into it better. Just like when we go into and get our faces steamed, getting a facial, things open up. And at my age, things open up that I don't even want to know about. Okay, aren't those nice? So at this point, beautiful. Look at that. I'm sorry. I'm getting hungry already. Okay, so we've got our ribs that we've marinated. We've got our dry rub that we made. Marinade is very simple, nothing complicated. Equal parts apple cider vinegar, apple cider, some garlic, some salt, bay leaf, that's it. Put this on, cover them up, stick them back in your refrigerator for an hour and a half. Once you put them on the grill is you take 3/4 apple cider vinegar, 3/4 apple cider, like a tablespoon of hot sauce. And that's gonna be what, when you baste them every hour, you're gonna baste them with this hot sauce. You want your ribs on indirect heat. You also need to take 30 minutes before you get ready to go. Take some chips. You don't have to do this, but it adds just another level of wonderfulness. I put a few cups of hickory smoked chips. If you have a gas grill, a lot of them have a place for it. You can put them in the special little drawer. If it's on coals, you just sprinkle them on the coals. And this gives it a wonderful smoky hickory flavor, okay? So what we're gonna do is stop now and finish up with a vinegar mop sauce. This is a sauce I have searched the world for. I had this a long time ago when I was a kid, never been able to recreate it, and I think I finally have figured it out. So stay tuned. We're gonna get these ribs on the grill, and I'll see you in a couple hours. We'll do our vinegar mop sauce, and then we'll feast.